Hi, it's the first family of Bitcoin coming to you live. Say hi, Tina. But just a little bit of news that I came across. So, give me 1 second. Obviously, I'm not using a laptop. I'm using my phone today. Did I do that one? Okay, no. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of updates with Bitcoin while we're waiting for Bitcoin to head to the $100,000 mark, or I should say benchmark. We still want to kind of keep our eyes on what's going on with the US dollar and the economy, seeing how that's going, especially as more and more news comes in about America's inevitable bankruptcy. So, first thing we have up, for those of you who are watching this and are going to watch this at a later time, just a reminder, Saturday, hey, Left Square, thank you for joining. Saturday is going to be the celebration of life for Simon at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is going to be live streamed. So for those of you who don't watch this live, you'll be able to access it, whether you're a Facebook friend or on the YouTube channel. For those of you who have been coming on the live and have not had the opportunity to subscribe to the Simon Family Investment Venture YouTube channel, I implore you to do so, as there's so much material on there that Simon and I have done in the past that may benefit you today. So please subscribe, like, share the videos. We don't sell anything to you guys, but we do ask for your support in that way. This was his vision. So if there's any way you guys can help me to maintain and upkeep his legacy. Hi, Ty Madon, how you doing? I would appreciate that. For those of you who are just coming on the channel and you're unaware, like Cousin Ty Madon, I don't know if you know, but we lost Simon 2 weeks ago, suddenly. So I'm going to do the best I can to upkeep his vision, to keep the show going as he asked me to ingest one day. I'd like to tell him, like, I think you were joking when we did the pinky promise. I didn't think you meant me to do this permanently by myself. But I feel like even if I had the opportunity to ask him, I could be like, yeah, I did. I meant for you to do it. All right, let's get into the first article. I don't have my laptop, you guys. So I'm just gonna kind of give you the Cliff Notes version, showing my age. Jevin, hi Jevin. Thank you so much for joining the channel. So like I said, as we watch, or as we await to watch this fantastical Bitcoin jump to 100,000, we still want to keep our eye on the US dollar, as that is typically what is weakening. It is, I am okay, Jevin. Thank you. I was married for, believe it or not, I've been with him since I was 19 years old. I'm 43 now. You can do the math. He's taught me so much. It was a very fulfilling relationship. I have absolutely, utterly no regrets. And I am very grateful for him to have come into my life and give me the experience of real love in a world where that looks like it's a rarity. So thank you so much for asking. But I am well. It comes in waves, right? Like I look all strong now, and then I'll be laying in the bed crying. So Winston Kelly, thank you so much for joining. You have no subs. Hi Omar, how you doing? This is Reggie. Reggie is actually going to be joining me on the show from time to time, hopefully permanently. Oh, thank you, Omar. I'm so glad you like his hair. I love his hair too. That's Super Saiyan Reggie. Okay, just so I don't get off track, we do want to keep our eye on the US dollar. Okay, so we want to kind of see what's going on offshore, how they're, hi Will, hi cousin Will, you know, who's dumping it, who's using it, who finds value in it, so on and so forth. So I found an article by the Daily Economy. It's called The Ongoing Case for Argentine Dollarization. So Argentina wants to peg their peso to our dollar. And believe it or not, oh, love you too, Omar. Thank you so much. I sub to you live. Oh, I'm so glad that you subscribe to us. I really appreciate it, Omar. So for Argentina, their peso is, thank you guys for your condolences. Thank you so much. If you know, you know, I'm not gonna be doing the tequila brand and all of that. That wasn't my wheelhouse, and I wouldn't even know. Simon was my husband, Omar, and we did the show together, and he died suddenly 2 weeks ago, very young, at 44 years old. Oh, that's my son. That's my second oldest. We have 4 sons. Yes, you too. The little one is saying that he's a son too. So he's 7. And his name is Santino Omar. And but his name is Reggie. And his name, who's coming back, is Reggie. All right, the ongoing case for Argentina. So Argentina's peso is in so much trouble that pegging it to the US dollar will solidify it economically and lower inflation for them. It also protects against future populist regimes. That tells you just how bad things are in Argentina. But it's also a perspective change, right? While we're sitting here worried about, oh, our dollar is depreciating so terribly. We're at the 99.9% depreciation. We have to find ways to protect our, Reggie said on my hair back. We have to find ways to protect our purchasing power and our economic labor. You have a country who finds value in pegging their peso to our dollar in order to solidify it economically and to lower their inflation. So it says President Javier Milei promised to replace Argentina's peso with the US dollar, but so far he has failed to deliver on that promise. So far, he's implemented a transition plan with the expectation of eventually establishing a more permanent monetary system, which might be something less than full-scale dollarization. Here is my question. Why don't you get with President Bukele in El Salvador and come up with a plan for utilizing Bitcoin to help bolster your economy? I don't understand.
Can I say something?
Yes, sir.
In case anyone's wondering, one United States dollar is 1,007 Argentine pesos.
Wow, that's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So their inflation averages 8% per month, not per year, per month. We times that by 12. Wow. And it's averaged just 3.7 per month since May and dropped 3.5% in September. On the fiscal front, President Milei's administration has managed to show a monthly cash flow based fiscal surplus. The administration is also taking steps to remove inefficient regulations, including the elimination of some hereditary government positions, because they're blowing money on that. And I didn't really want to get into their economy and stuff like that, but I did just want to show you, like, wow, they are going to utilize our failing dollar in order to solidify and to keep their economy afloat, when Bitcoin is obviously a very good solution. So it makes you wonder, why aren't you guys exploring that idea?
Is the president older? That could be why.
The president is older because President Bukele is fairly young. He's in his 40s. I think he's around our age, like between 40 and 50. I'm gonna say he's probably in his mid 40s.
This guy's not too old.
Who?
1970, so what's that, 50?
Who? The president of Argentina was born in 1970?
Yeah.
Oh, he's not that old at all.
He just might not be tapped in with the.
But you're in Latin America. Why don't you? Thank you so much, Omar, for inviting your friends to watch. But why don't you network, right, with El Salvador, your Central American neighbor, in a sense, and ask him, how are you able to turn this around with relatively no resources, no allies really coming in to help you. You guys already have the dollar, right? But how were you able to turn your economy around? Will Hobby, I think the IMF made them back off being all in on Bitcoin. Yes, the IMF does what they do, but Bukele kept pushing forward, which means, what are y'all really gonna do? You understand what I'm saying? And if he can at least get his economy, now Argentina is a much bigger country than El Salvador.
Yep.
If you can just get your country turned around, it would be worth the risk. So I just wanted to give you news there, but it's also me telling you that while people are dumping the dollar over here, you have other people over here utilizing the dollar. The United States is going to find any which way, shape, form, or possible in order to keep that dollar afloat. We already heard President-elect Trump tell you that it would be utterly ridiculous to lose the world's reserve currency is the US dollar. So he's going to do everything he can to maintain that, but he's also doing everything he can to, I'm going to say, promote Bitcoin in a Western country. So the next article I have is the demand for the US dollar rises in foreign banks. So while you have, BRICS and them kind of offloading the dollar, again, we're finding these other little areas where the dollar is actually being valued and propped up. So the latest report from the Economic Times indicates that demand for the US dollar is rising in foreign banks despite BRICS alliance aggressively pushing de-dollarization. The US dollar is gaining strength in the currency market as the DXY index reached an all-time high. However, the US dollar is cooling down after hitting a peak and is currently trading at 106.55. The BRICS agenda of toppling the US dollar is failing as their local currencies are reaching all-time lows. The Indian rupee has fallen to its lowest price point this week. Even the RBI intervention failed to save the Indian rupee from crashing. The Chinese yuan has also fallen to a 7-month low against the US dollar. The depreciation of local currencies is making foreign banks accumulate the US dollar in their reserves. The US dollar is delivering higher yields compared to the local currencies in the BRICS countries. In addition, President-elect Trump has vowed to protect the US dollar, we talked about this a moment ago, from damages initiated by emergent economies. The 100% trade tariff is just one of the other policies he's going to initiate to protect the greenback. That's going to have consequences, but
Can I ask something? Somebody who don't know.
I can't go to the 3 rights. This Restream doesn't allow to share when you're utilizing the phone. I need my laptop, Omar, but you guys can Google this.
Is Trump kind of like the worst thing that could happen to BRICS nations?
I don't think so. And I don't think so because of the debt that we owe to, hold on to this, baby, to the debt that we owe to China.
Mhm.
I don't think so. I think he's going to give them a little bit of a hard time, but I'm not sure that he's the worst thing to happen to BRICS. They're going to continue with their agenda.
Mhm.
It's just going to take time to build that momentum to get it going. Why? Omar, because Restream is not great and it's not letting me, nope, it's not going to let me share it while I'm using my cell phone. I need to utilize my laptop and I don't have my laptop right now.
So should I could try to go here, drop the chat.
No, they can Google it. BRICS demand for the US dollar rises in foreign banks. You guys can Google that, no problem. And I'm just kind of giving you guys updates. The next update is Bitcoin has an undiscovered potential that could push it to $500,000. As Bitcoin evolves, its multifaceted strengths reshape how investors and institutions view the future of money. I'm not going to read this whole article. Again, you can Google it. That its potential is $500,000. But the idea of the articles is they keep giving us these articles. Bitcoin can make it to, hi, King. Is that King Blast or is this a different King? Let me know. So that the potential of it can go, it can be up to $180 by 2025. It can be $500,000. Kathy Wood forecasted being up to $1 million. The idea that you want to have when you read those articles is that you continue to dollar cost average your way in. Slow and steady builds Slow and steady wins the race, right? There is a limited supply of Bitcoin. For those of you who don't know that, it is called ultimate scarcity. Hi, King. How you doing? I'm so glad to get a chance to say hello. But I feel like you're not King Bless, who is in charge of the channel. So, but hi, King, anyway. Hello, cousin. So when you read those articles, doesn't matter what they say the potential is, whether it's $1 million, it's $500,000, $250,000, $750,000, continue dollar cost averaging. Every time you get some extra money, go ahead and purchase some Bitcoin so that you can continue to grow with it. You guys know that I do a lot of metaphysical information here on the channel, okay? Meaning that this is more than just getting a bag, okay? We are moving towards a fifth dimension here on Earth. What does that mean? It means we're shifting to a higher frequency. We won't have those low density frequencies we've been dealing with, especially with the very physical world. The fact that Bitcoin was discovered when it was discovered, right, in 2009, understand that Bitcoin, unlike fiat currency, is a thriving thing. It is something that grows. I told you, if you look at the chart of Bitcoin, if you take the time to look at a chart, it looks like an EKG chart. It looks like a living organism. It thrives. It grows. It does not depreciate. It is not dead. It does not decay. It does not, there's another word I'm looking for and I can't think of it, but it doesn't decay like the US dollar does and like other fiat currencies do, right? That lets you know that this particular thing, Bitcoin, has a high frequency. It does not have the frequency of death, right? So you want to continue to engage in that frequency. Dollar cost average your way, get as much as you can because there is a limited supply and we are going to come to a time, to an age, to a generation where people will not have access to Bitcoin. So hopefully your progeny, your descendants will have access to it through you. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. I really appreciate it. So whenever you see those articles that its potential can be this and its potential can be that, and it's all these big grandiose numbers, say to yourself, I'm going to invest into that potential. I'm going to dollar cost average my way. I'm going to continue going. Bye, Omar. Thank you so much for joining and thank you so much for subscribing. All right, moving right along. You guys know that Simon and I are long-term hodlers. We are Bitcoin maxis. It's Bitcoin and precious metals. Simon he got to the point where he was trying to keep it simple. So, sorry. So what I did was I do have a lot of you guys on here who like altcoins and who love the alternatives. So I found this article. It's 5 cryptocurrencies that are actually beating Bitcoin in 2024. And I thought you guys would be interested in what those coins are. So we know that Bitcoin reached a new all-time high, surpassing 94,000 after surging over 120% this year from just 40%. So the milestone alone revitalized the broader cryptocurrency market, sparking a huge resurgence in altcoins, right? What are those altcoins? Altcoin number 1, Solana. Wow. So Solana is seen as a strong competitor to the Ethereum blockchain. It's witnessed remarkable growth this year, fueled by its high-speed transaction processing and cost-efficient infrastructure. Its ability to handle thousands of transactions per second have made it a super attractive choice for developers and users alike, driving a surge in activity on its network. Currently, Solana is trading at $233, representing a 130% increase year to date. Awesome. Hi, mommy. Y'all, Cleo Ogle, that is my mom. So y'all say hi to Mama Ogle. Hi, mom. And she's absolutely beautiful, y'all. She look like she about 50, 60 years old. You would not believe, like, you was a late life baby and that's your mom? Yes, my mom looks fantastic. She looks spectacular, y'all. Okay, Dogecoin. Dogecoin is another coin that has outperformed Bitcoin. The highly volatile and widely popular meme coin has experienced a notable upward momentum throughout the year. Its ongoing association with Tesla and Elon Musk, has frequently used social media presence to champion Dogecoin. Let's see what the performance is. It had a 318% increase year to date, y'all. You want to go on a date? Oh, King, you don't know this. My husband of 25 years just passed away 2 weeks ago, so I'm not accepting any dates at this time. But thank you. I'm flattered.
You're like 3 grown kids.
And I have 4 sons. One of them's probably, I don't know how old you are, but I bet you around your age.
Oh,
Shiba Inu. So Shiba Inu is Dogecoin's main rival. It's another popular meme coin. It has a position among major cryptocurrencies. If you invested in Shiba Inu in November of 2020 for at least $100, you would have $41,831. King, you're 18. Wow. My oldest son is older than you. But
I'm almost there. I'm almost there.
I'm old enough to be your mama. Pepe. Pepe is another crypto coin which has outperformed Bitcoin, but because of Bitcoin in a sense, even though it's uncoupled from the altcoins out, it has made a 1,766% growth year to date. Now, this is not financial advice. I am not telling you guys to invest in these altcoins. Many of you do your due diligence. A lot of you who are on here, y'all know y'all coins. Thank you so much, Erica, for your condolences. I really appreciate it. The last coin to outperform Bitcoin this year, and it's by a lot. It is called Mantra, OM. It's a specialized blockchain network dedicated to the issuance, trading, and secure management of tokenized real-world assets. By enabling the tokenization of these tangible assets, Mantra is bridging the gap between traditional finance, blockchain technology, and offering investors a more accessible and secure way to diversify their portfolios. Mantra has outperformed Bitcoin, making 6,314% growth year to date. I thought that, I was like, wow. Yeah, 6,000% growth rate. Now, when you see those numbers that high, you do have to understand that those are wildly volatile, meaning there is a huge amount of risk that goes with it. If it can go up 6,000%, it can drop 6,000% and can wipe your portfolio clean if you're not utilizing your due diligence. Thank you so much, John Mitchell, for your condolences. I really appreciate it. And thank you for joining my channel. Yes, Erica, 6,000%. You heard me, girl.
Started at $1 or 6,000.
Started at $1 that we here.
Started less than
The only thing is, like I said, when you see that wide volatility, like if your dad was here, if you see that wide volatility, yes, that's great. You can be a millionaire in an instance, and your millions can be wiped away in an instance.
They can rug pull you.
Right, right. So just understanding that when you have those wide volatilities, you have to be very careful. You have to understand where you are as far as risk adverse is involved. Simon had gotten to the point where he was kind of like,
he's off those altcoins. He was feeling them.
he was, well, I mean, like we still have Hedera Hashgraph. We do have Shiba Inu.
Yeah.
We do have Ethereum.
He was weary though.
Yeah, he was starting to get tired of having to keep up with that portfolio, and he really wanted to put his focus on Bitcoin and precious metals. So we are considered Bitcoin maxis. He said what he did was he diversified his Bitcoin and his silver portfolio.
A couple times he tried to put me on Palladium.
Palladium.
Yeah.
Cryptonomics isn't on here, but there's a audience member, his cousin. We call him cousins. We have a cousin that comes on here. His name is Cryptonomics, and Cryptonomics has a very diverse portfolio of precious metals. I think Cryptonomics, he's got gold, he's got silver. I think he's got palladium. I know he has copper.
We got to go Bitcoin.
Yes. So your dad, we have precious metals, silver and gold, and of course, because your father loved Bitcoin, he bought. We have several ounces of Bitcoin coins in gold and silver.
Gotta go for like 2,000, 3,000.
All right, you guys, rounding home plate. So for those of you who have been exploring precious metals, right? Silver, You still want to dollar cost averages away. Whenever you see a dip, we see a dip in Bitcoin. I remember previously before my husband passed, he had said like, Aaron, we need to watch the 86,000, I think it's 86,600 mark. And I'm noticing how Bitcoin is pulling back towards that direction. We're going to watch it. And that was based on Plan B stock to flow model. That was just a few shows ago. So if those of you wanted to get his input on that, I think that was just a few shows ago. What up, E? It says Bitcoin, gold, silver, platinum, palladium.
You know what Dare used to say?
Is that cryptonomics?
He used to say, eventually silver's gonna run out because of scarcity. And when the phone companies and stuff need it, they're gonna have to start coming to people who got it.
Yes, but also right now they're not mining enough to keep up with the demand. So we're heading closer and closer and closer to that ultimate scarcity with silver. However, we have certain institutions, JP Morgan Chase shall not be named, who keep the price down. Hey, Cousin T. Welline, thank you so much for joining. While you guys are on here, and there's a few people on here, well, I do want to remind you, I'm going to be streaming Simon's Celebration of Life on Saturday, November 30th, right here on this channel. For those of you who can catch it live, you can catch it live. You can come on, you can talk. And you know, if you wanted to kind of share your ideas, your thoughts, if you wanted to share how he impacted you or memories you have of him, family's going to be on, so on and so forth. I don't know. So that's going to be Saturday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The boys are helping me work on it. It says, E is saying, fam, hit the likes. Best a dollar cost average as much money as we can and live a minimalist lifestyle. I agree. I agree, E. Thank you. I'm gonna call you E double, even though that's reserved for a friend of mine who also has a name E, because my name's Aaron and mugs call me E. My New Yorkers, they be like, yo, what up, E? Yeah, you know Auntie Elva. That was E double. She's from Brooklyn, so that was E double. So silver sell-off creates buying opportunity. Anytime you guys are invested in something and you see the price fall, do not panic. That's what we mean when we say paper hands, right? When we talk about paper hands, if you don't sell and you just kind of wait and you have that low time preference, you're not going to realize that loss, right? Just chill out and eventually the price will go back up. So it says a sharp fall in the price of silver has created a buying opportunity for investors following a metal which has better fundamental appeal than its rich sister gold. The fall of 12% over the last 4 weeks by silver is double a 6.3 drop in the price of gold. Both precious metals have been sold off after reports of a ceasefire in Lebanon and the choice of investment professional Scott Bessent as the U.S. Treasury Secretary. Gold and silver are classic counter-cyclical investments, right? Gold and silver, precious metals. We've been telling you this for 200 shows now. It is a great way to protect your wealth. A lot of people spend so much time trying to figure out how they can gain wealth. Once they begin to gain and attain it, they're not thinking forward to like, now, how do I protect it? How do I not let it fizzle through my fingers? How do I not lose it being greedy? How do I not lose it being emotional and panicky? Silver and gold is a great way to protect your investment. And we talk about it all the time. Reggie, go into the bag and grab me some either ounces or so I can show the new audience what we mean. So the latest moves have seen silver treated more harshly than gold, with this fall from $34.45 an ounce to the end of October at $30 an ounce. And gold's decline went from $2,700 an ounce to $2,600 an ounce. All that should mean to you is that it is on sale.
Is this your?
No.
Okay, so we can show it.
That's made of silver. So no, it doesn't. It's not. So when you see things like this, you have to change your mindset. You have to change your perspective, because this is how decamillionaires, centimillionaires, billionaires, this is how they think. These things are simply on sale when you see them go down. They also have created the lifestyle, in a sense, where they have the time to engage in what we call a low time preference, right? I got time. I don't have to sell my Bitcoin at a loss because it pulled back from 98 to 92, right? I'm going to wait till that run all the way up, and I'm going to continue to buy as I wait. You can, even if it's just, do you have the blocks? The plastic blocks? I just want to show them what I mean by an ounce of silver. So only 10% of gold is consumed by the industry, where an estimated 55% of silver goes into products such as solar panels, photovoltaics, where the demand grew by 33% alone last year and 64% alone this year. So what does that mean? That means not only is silver considered wealth, like gold is considered wealth, silver has what we call a second industrial. It has a second use, which is an industrial use, right? It's used in the industrial market. Your cell phones, your televisions, it's Black Friday's coming up. Every electronic that you're going to buy is going to have silver in it that isn't able for the silver to be salvaged out of it when you're finished utilizing that product, which means once that silver is used, it's done, it's gone. And that's why it's going into ultimate scarcity. For those of you who are curious about what do you mean by purchasing silver? This is 10 troy ounces of silver. You can purchase this on atmex.com. Okay, so if silver right now on average is going for about $30 an ounce, when we bought this, silver was only $8 an ounce.
This is 1 ounce. This is one.
This is a 1 ounce, but show them a traditional 1 ounce, Reggie, which would be give me the Super Bowl coin.
Oh yeah, that's traditional. It's cool though.
You guys can go on atmex.com. We are not sponsored by them or anything like that. I'm simply just telling you where you can go to kind of get your journey started. This is a 1 ounce silver coin, right? Most 1 ounce coins look like this. You can pick the stuff that you love. For instance, my husband was an avid Bengals fan. For those of you who are familiar with the NFL, when the Bengals went to the Super Bowl in 2021, I think, this was the coin toss, right? They only made 21 of them.
Yeah, pretty rare.
Yeah, they only made 21 of them. So this is what we will call ultimate scarcity, limited edition, silver 1 ounce coin. Obviously, this would be worth more than $30 an ounce because it's a specialty coin. But I was trying to show you, I'm trying to get Reggie to.
It's my first day on the job.
Yeah. Your dad gonna start flickering the lights here in a minute. But this is a 10 ounce and it's just like a regular, so this would be on average about $31 an ounce plus the premium. Just a mold. Yeah, just like a coin like this that they know they can just get something regular. I don't want to show them nothing fancy. Anyway, so right now with silver having the sell-offs, these are buying opportunities for you. You want to see the pullback in Bitcoin as a buying opportunity. You want to see the pullback in silver as a buying opportunity. This would be just a regular 1 ounce silver coin. You guys can collect this. Christmas is coming up. These are great gifts for your children, your grandchildren, your nieces, your nephews, your cousins, your aunts, your godchildren. It says lemon character doing shimmy moves. Whoever sent the super chat, thank you so much, SE. I appreciate it. Should Focus Digital, hey cousin, thank you so much for joining. So you want to see when you see pullbacks and sell-offs, you want to see them as buying opportunities. You want to have what we call low time preference, right? In 2024, where everything happens in an instant. Hey, Cryptonomics, I was just talking about you earlier. I'm going to ask you to just share some stuff in a minute, but where everything happens in an instant, people don't have patience. Patience is a virtue. It's one of the lost virtues. People don't have what we call delayed gratification. People don't have what we call vision. When I say vision, I mean billionaires tell you that their vision and wealth goes out for generations. Michael Saylor tells you all the time, he's got a 99-year plan for Bitcoin. He don't even have no kids, right? He's got a niece and she's going to get like everything. Okay. Whereas people who have fixed mindsets, they're just trying to get through the day. They're trying to get through the week. They're trying to get through the month. And we have to adopt what we call growth mindsets. Wealth starts here first. Cryptonomics, I'm glad you're on because I mentioned you earlier about how diversified your precious metals portfolio is. I know you have silver, gold, copper. I thought you said you had platinum and palladium, but I didn't know if you wanted to share with the audience some of the precious metals that you thought were good investments. This is not investment advice. It's just people who have money in their pocket. This is what they do, and you may be able to benefit from as well. Whereas we just have gold, silver, and platinum and copper. But I think Cryptonomics, you had a few other precious metals that we didn't.
Palladium and platinum.
We had platinum, but Cryptonomics had a few that we didn't have, and he was trying to tell Simon like you should look into.
Last time I checked, it was like 18 palladium. Well, palladium was like $18. It's probably up now. That was a couple years ago.
We have platinum. We don't have palladium. I know Dad had kind of mentioned it, but I know Cryptonomics.
Yeah,
so he said platinum and palladium, silver, gold, copper. Yeah, we bought copper years ago, so we just have it.
They let me pick. I got to pick with copper.
Yeah, and I know Cryptonomics had, but I think okay, so palladium's the only thing that Cryptonomics had that that Simon we don't have in our portfolio. But with all of that being said, we have a few things that are on sale, and we absolutely want to keep dollar cost averaging and picking up. For those of you who are new and you don't know where to start, if you have a Cash App account, it is as easy as opening your Cash App, clicking on the little house thing. It's going to say Bitcoin. Click on that. Buy $50 worth of Bitcoin, right? I keep having people message me who say, is it a good idea for me to buy at the top? Bitcoin doesn't have a top yet. So yes, it's a great idea to buy at the top, right? What's 94,000 for you would have been maybe 9,000 or 30,000 or 60,000 for somebody else.
You know what they say, right?
What?
The best time was yesterday. What's the second best time?
Today.
Right now.
Right. We used to, and Simon and I used to talk about this all the time. Muzz would come and be like, if I had a time machine, I would go back in time and I would invest in Amazon. I would invest in Tesla. I would invest in Google. And it's like, all right, cool. You don't need a time machine now, right? We have our thing now is called Bitcoin. You can do that today and just wait. It's 94. I think it's 90. Look up the Bitcoin price. It was 92 earlier. It's in the early 90s, I think, today, but come this time next year, it might actually be 185,000. And then is that the top? Is it a good idea for me to buy now? Like, well, I told you to buy it back when it was 90. It didn't seem so high. At this point, now that it's 180, it's 200, it's 210.
$96,360.
Oh, it went up good. 96,000. It was at like 92, 93 when I looked at it this morning. That's good.
Up 0.41% today.
0.4? Okay, so it had to be at like 94, 95 then. And maybe I'm thinking yesterday. Y'all, it's been a long 2 weeks for me. Y'all just don't even know. Losing my best friend.
Palladium and platinum going for 1,000.
Palladium platinum Palladium platinum. Maybe that's why Simon was just kind of like, he didn't need it because we do have platinum. But right now, silver has a pullback. Bitcoin is doing much better. You'd be better off to invest in Raptor 700, XRP. Let's do it. So yes, XRP, we do have XRP. One of Simon's best friends, his name is Grizz. He used to come on the show. I'm going to get him back on the show. Heavy XRP fan. Where Jake at? Jake Fever. Jake Fever can't stand XRP. But it's not about you be better off to invest in XRP. Here's another, I'm going to tilt y'all crown. I'm going to change y'all perspective just a little bit. You don't have to pick a side, right? You're free to do whatever you want to, but I want to open your perceptions because when we have these compartmentalized perceptions, we end up missing out. You can have XRP and silver and gold and Bitcoin. And it could just be part of your very diversified portfolio. You don't have to choose the side, right? You can have this and that. And those are some of the things that we really want to talk to our community about, is that we have this idea that it has to be this or that. We have to be team this or team that. It's like, no, you don't. You can invest in all of it. If you like one more than the other, then that's what you're going to invest in heavy. The only reason why we are big proponents about silver and gold is, if I take you back, I'm gonna take you down.
Yeah.
I'm taking down memory lane, Nas style, right? Shout out to my hip hop fans. There was a time when your dollar was tethered to gold. If you took your dollar to the bank and said, I want the gold that matches this amount of money, they would have to give you however many ounces that would be at that time.
And whose fault is that?
Right?
Nixon, right?
Yes. But I'm going to kind of Cliff Notes version, because really I want y'all to do your homework. You don't understand the psychological operation of warfare against you when they took the dollar off the standard. In taking the dollar and untethering the dollar to gold, what they did was they said, what we're going to do is we are going to conceive generations who put value on the valueless item. Give me $1. And then give me that.
You want a gold ounce
Yeah.
too?
No, give me a gold ounce so I can get them this and that. Just take it off of Dev's arm.
What, the naked one or
The Bitcoin one. Yeah, it don't matter which one. Give me the Bitcoin one so that they recognize.
They're both Bitcoin.
Okay.
You want the, I'm not, you want
Okay. There was a time that this was tethered to this. So this was worth this. And if you went to the bank with this, they would have to turn around and give you this. So what they said on a psychological level was, we are going to conceive generations who put the value on the paper and who have absolutely no value on the thing that actually has value. It was psychological. They wanted to separate the people from their actual inheritance, and it is the goal. When we talk about this community, I'm not saying that we're African, I'm saying that we are the indigenous to the earth. Therefore, this is our divine right. This is our inheritance. They separated you from it. So you don't find any value in it. And that doesn't make any sense. Also, on an energetic level, the vibration that gold and silver vibrate on, it's high vibration. It's why we wear gold on our ears, in our nose, in our mouth, on our neck, on our wrists, on our feet, on our toes, around our belly. It's why the Egyptians wore so much jewelry. It's why their clothes were made of gold. When you see the girls dancing and shaking their little belly and shaking their little tatas and stuff, and you can hear all the little jingling from the little gold coins on there, that was because gold had a high vibration, and it is re-energizing your electromagnetic frequency. Like I'm telling y'all some real shit. You need to have this on hand in your energetic body, right? So that you can raise your vibration, so you can raise your frequency. Silver, same thing. When they do it, well, now they use surgical steel. Before they use surgical steel, they would not perform surgery on you with anything less than silver. That's why it was so expensive.
eat with silver.
It was antimicrobial. It's why we eat with silver. It's why your spoon, your fork, your knife, everything that goes into your mouth was silver. And what they did was they psychologically detached you from it, untethered you from it, decoupled you from it. And then they gave you a piece of paper, and this is what y'all put the value on. Y'all make it rain with this. It's useless. It's worthless. And it's dying. It does not have any life to it. This does. It comes from the earth. The earth is nothing but a big ass womb. It is a womb, and this is what comes out of it. It has an energetic vibrational frequency that is important to you. So when Simon Family tells you, buy an ounce of silver, right? I'm not asking you to drop $2,700, $2,600 on an ounce of gold if you don't have it. Silver is $30 an ounce right now, between $30 and $31 an ounce, right? You have it, use it, hold it. Let your children hold it. Buy an ounce every week. Buy an ounce every month. Even if you just bought 1 ounce every single month, that's 12 ounces a year. You do that for 10 years, you have 120 ounces. And little, slow and steady builds that raise. As my grandmother would say, little Dutty Dutty build big dam, right? Just a little bit of dirt, just a little bit of dirt. Now you got this big, gigantic dam that's stopping up oceans. So this is why we're saying, just buy an ounce. Go on atmex.com, Simon Family Investment Ventures. We don't make no money if y'all buy an ounce or not, but it is good for you to have in your presence. Again, we are moving towards the 5th dimensional upgrade, which is requiring us to increase our frequency. It is requiring us to respond and to react to things differently. It is requiring us to release and let go of the things that no longer serve us. It is requiring us to become a different type of human being. Let this be around your energetic body to help increase that frequency. It's wealth. It is wealth, right? Whether it's silver or gold or platinum's expensive too, as Cryptonomics was talking about. But whatever your budget, whatever your mindset is willing to do, it can do. If your mindset says I can do a whole ounce of gold for $2,600, $2,700, then you're going to be able to do that. If your mindset says, I can't afford to buy this and I can't afford to buy that, then you ain't going to be able to afford to do it. It's whatever you prioritize and think that is important to you. But when you get off of here, I just want you to go on Google, Perplexity, ChatGPT, whatever supercomputer processor you like to chat with to get information from. Buy it an ounce bar. So Raptor, you want to do it the other way. It's not coins. You want to buy it in ounces, right? First, you want to build your portfolio and then graduate to bars. You really should start with constitutional silver. And I have videos on Simon Family Investment Ventures teaching you how to build your silver portfolio and the best way to do it. Everybody should start with purchasing constitutional silver. That's quarters, dimes, and nickels that were minted in 1964 or before, because they are actually silver and they are worth more than obviously the denomination of the coin that it's minted. Anytime before 19.
That's about message.
Oh, okay. I might have missed it. But and then you want to build your portfolio. So you should start off with but you really want to start off with constitutional silver. Then you want to get ounces, those little ounce coins. Then you want to graduate to bars. Then you want to graduate to the fancy stuff, right? Anything that is maybe art mint or hand poured molds and stuff like that. But there is a certain way that you do whatever you want to, but there is a certain way that you should do your. When you say an ounce bar, I'm thinking you mean the bulk, like the 10-ounce bars, 5-ounce bars, 3-ounce bars. That's why I'm saying you should buy the silver ounces that look like coins, just so that people who don't know what that means, they can understand it from that point of view. So this is what I mean, right? You want to get 1 ounce, when I say coin, but just 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce, 1 ounce, until you know what you're doing. Morgans and peace dollars are the gems. John Robinson. So all I'm saying is you want to have some type of physical wealth. First of all, physical wealth is good for a growth mindset. What does that mean? It means if you are really starting your wealth journey and you're saying that I may not have come from millionaires, but I can guarantee you some millionaires are going to come from me. It's good to have the physical, tangible wealth. That way you can interact with it. You can engage with its frequency. You can engage with its energy, so on and so forth. 2, it's good for children, right? Every so often, what Simon and I would do is we would dump the silver. We would have the children sit around, go through the coins, look at everything, ask questions, and we would tell them, this is your wealth. You guys are wealthy, right? It's a way to kind of start to begin to build their mindsets to be growth mindsets so that they don't have the lack scarcity mindset, right? It's a great physical tool for children, for teenagers, for people who may not be used to having wealth or having access to wealth or having control of the wealth. If Simon and I are paying all of the bills and we have control of the money and so on and so forth, and they only have control of it when we give it to them, or when we do it digitally and so on and so forth, we may be, not that we are, because y'all know we don't run like that, but you may be raising your children to not have a full comprehension on what wealth is, the responsibility of it, so on and so forth, right? This, having the physical thing and kind of laying it around them and letting them interact with it, letting them see it, letting them hold it, ask questions, purchase it with you, pick it out with you, starts to build that growth mindset and let them understand I am already wealthy and wealth is magnetized to me. I make good decisions. I am a good steward of wealth. I know how to multiply my wealth, right? The word of God says, cast your bread upon the waters, and in many days it shall return, right? It was a way for you to understand how wealth and currency, right? The current of the sea, it goes out and it comes back, right? The idea is that your wealth goes out, your wealth comes back, your wealth goes out, your wealth comes back. So you want to begin to utilize some tangible physical aspects of wealth in a very digital age to help work with the growth mindset. Right? So everything, and I tell you guys all this, I tell you guys this all the time, everything has its utility. Wealth starts here first. This is more than just trying to get a bag with Bitcoin. This is more than trying to get a bag with the altcoins. This is more than trying to get a bag and whatever it is you're trying to diversify in. This is about doing the work here first, doing the work here first. And then all the other things will be added unto you. They tell you, seek ye first the kingdom. Where's the kingdom? The kingdom's within. Seek ye first the kingdom, and all things will be added unto you. You'll have better discernment. You'll have better intuition. You'll begin to understand exactly how the market is running, how they manipulate the market, and so on and so forth, if you are involved in the S&P 500 and index funds and all of that other good stuff. So that was really all I wanted to share with you guys today. Of course, I don't want to leave before we do our productivity segment. Tomorrow is Thanksgiving. I hope that you guys cherish your family members, love them, hug them, kiss them, hold them, tell them how special they are, how great they are. I think I've spent a significant amount of shows giving my husband his flowers, not even realizing that I would lose him. I had no idea that that was going to happen. So I'm so glad that I had given him his flowers as often as I possibly could, especially here on the show, for, the amount of time that we were doing the show here on Restream. But in addition to that, you really do want to start beginning to figure out what your actual life path is. What do I mean by that? I mean that this life that we're living is more than just this physical life. It's more than Bitcoin. It's more than what's going on with the celebrities and their scandals. It's more than, President-elect Trump coming into office and what he's going to do right, what he's going to do wrong, what Kamala would have did better, and so on and so forth. You actually came here to learn something. What is it? What did you come here to learn? Is it possible for you to help teach somebody some of the things that you learned while you were here? What type of inner work do you need to do? Do you have a wounded child that you need to sit down and reconcile with and comfort? Do you have goals that you want to reach, but you have limiting beliefs that prevent you from reaching those goals? Are you lonely? It could be as simple as that. And what beliefs do you hold that keep you lonely, right? What keeps you from reaching out? What keeps you from collaborating? What keeps you from networking? What keeps you from, getting the stuff done that you need to get done so that you can be successful? What work do you need to do? This is the best time ever for you to get that done, right? This is the time now. I keep telling you, we have to increase our frequency, the electromagnetic, our aura, whatever you want to call that, force field outside of your body. This is the time that we need to figure out all of the different ways that we can increase that frequency so we can shift to this fifth dimensional world and not get left behind in the third dimensional world, right? And in increasing that frequency, you got to do a lot of work here. How we think, how we respond, what we think about, how we react, right? How much compassion do we put out there? How much work do I need to do on myself so that it reflects on my outside environment? And you guys need to know that those things absolutely and utterly do have a direct correlation to you being able to magnetize and protect wealth. I'm telling you. I am telling you. And it doesn't matter what comes or what goes in your life, what happens, how you respond to it is really what is going to be the major factor in how you're able to navigate through life and how you're able to achieve the goals and gain the success that you're looking for. For those of you who have any questions, if you're like, Erin, you talk about this, but I would like to talk to you more about this particular thing, email me, right? I write back to every single person who emails us. I was a little behind after, we had the issue with Simon 2 weeks ago, but I think I'm back on track now to where I'm happy to email you. I'm happy to talk to you, chat with you, but understand that wealth starts here first, right? And then it'll have the projection into your actual physical reality. So keep those things in mind. Don't let them uncouple you and untether you from your divine right. Go on and get you some, right? Just have some in your possession. Sit in your recliner and just hold an ounce in this hand, an ounce in that hand, and meditate. It's just going to increase your frequency, right? You have grandchildren. Buy that for them instead of something that you may feel is, oh, they're going to lose it. They're going to break it. Like Tino. Tino's got stuff. You buy it for him. It's going to be broken in a couple of days, right? Buy that for them and keep that for them so that they can start their wealth journey, earning their wealth journey early because you thought about them. Okay. This is the season where this is the last quarter of the season. Go on and start writing down what you would like to do, whether you can do it in a month or it takes you 10 years. Write your goals down, bring them from the ether into the physical dimension. Write your goals down. This is what I want to achieve. Even if you don't know how you're going to achieve it, when you're going to achieve it, how you're going to achieve, write the goals down. Start writing goals down. Take that first step. Start planning. Break the ones down that you know how to do into small chunks and say, this is one thing that I'm going to make sure I get done. That way, when first quarter comes in January, and I'm going to keep reminding y'all, when first quarter starts January 1st, you can already have a plan on things you're working towards so that your years are productive and you got some shit done on this realm. You don't leave this realm and didn't get anything done. My husband got so much shit done before he left. And I'm so grateful because that was a huge wake up call to me. Aaron, remember your life path. What did you come here to learn? Well, for one, I learned a significant amount of things, but I also learned that I still have a significant amount of work to do. I still have an assignment that I need to complete here in this realm. One of those assignments is to help as many people as possible with the things that I have learned already, hoping to make a positive impact in their life for free, right? Ain't nobody out here trying to leech no money off of y'all, right? And I'm giving y'all real game, right? Let's increase our frequency. Tomorrow's Thanksgiving. Y'all are going to be going out to families' houses. Don't be so quick to react and respond if somebody says or does something that rubs you wrong, right? Let's start doing things different. Let's start treating things. You want to have your boundaries. You don't want people to disrespect you and stuff, but there's a way you could address things so that you're not lowering your vibration. You're not throttling yourself down to meet them where they are. Right? Let's have loving interactions tomorrow, loving, engaging interactions tomorrow. Those of y'all who celebrate Christmas, we don't celebrate Christmas. But for those of you guys who celebrate Christmas, like really bring the season in on a high frequency, right? Go to people in love, talk to them in love. If you can help somebody, go out of your way to help them without expectation of some type of reciprocation, right? We got to move into that 5D high frequency. I'm not saying y'all allow people to disrespect y'all or nothing like that, right? Have your boundaries and stuff. but we want to react and respond differently. We want to treat our wealth differently. We want to look at wealth differently. We want to look at our social networks and interaction differently. We want to treat our health as though it is wealth and protect that and maintain that. We want to have high frequency levels of interaction with all of the aspects and areas of our life. We want to treat our life portfolio the way we treat our financial portfolio. And that's what the name of the game is. If you have a vested interest in your financial portfolio, I'm hoping that you treat your life portfolio even more honorable than you treat your financial portfolio. Okay. So I love you all. I will be back Friday again. On Saturday, November 30th at 2 p.m., I will be live streaming the celebration services of Simon, who has given hundreds of hours of free game to y'all, technicals, all of that good stuff, and helping to financially and mentally empower yourself and your families in the current economic era that we're living in. So if you guys, whether you're live or not, it will be streamed on here. So however you do the playback, you can do. If you guys are on Facebook, you guys can Facebook friend me, whatever you need to do. If you have actual questions and you want to talk to me, please do not feel shy about talking to me. This is what part of my assignment here. And this cosmically, part of my assignment is to help whoever I can help. My the email address is right there, access.arbitrage@gmail.com. I answer every single email. I love you all. Be safe, eat well, and I'll see you guys Friday. Figure out